Dozens of fragments of the Dead Sea Scrolls were just found in a cave, adding another chapter to the extraordinary legacy of these ancient texts. Among the discoveries, 80 fragments of parchment were identified containing texts from 2 books of the Bible. These fragments belong to a remarkable tradition of biblical manuscripts, including the famed Isaiah Scroll, one of the first 7 Dead Sea Scrolls ever uncovered. The Isaiah Scroll has long left scholars and believers in awe, as it represents an unbroken link to a deeply spiritual past. Now, for the first time in over 60 years, fragments of a biblical book have been uncovered through an archaeological excavation hidden for centuries within the mysterious caves of Qumran. This ancient manuscript carries a message that has astounded everyone who has studied it. What makes the Isaiah Scroll particularly exceptional is its age, having been written over 2,000 years ago, well before the birth of Jesus Christ. This incredible artifact provides not just religious insights but also a fascinating glimpse into the culture, language, and spiritual practices of a bygone era. It is no surprise that, in a recent State of Theology survey, questions concerning the identity of Jesus Christ resonate with the profound themes of prophecy found within the Isaiah Scroll. Embedded within its fragile yet enduring pages lies Isaiah 53, a prophecy many believe foretells the coming of Jesus Christ with remarkable accuracy. This discovery continues to inspire awe as scholars and theologians study what this 2,200-year-old scroll reveals about the past, the present, and the divine. The Isaiah Scroll is part of a broader story that ranks among the most extraordinary biblical discoveries in modern history. Not only is it the oldest nearly complete copy of the book of Isaiah ever found, but it also opens a fascinating window into Jewish life and beliefs over 2 millennia ago. Discovered by sheer chance in a remote cave near the Dead Sea, the scroll has captivated both scholars and religious historians for decades. However, the manuscript story is as riveting as the texts themselves. Designated as 1 Kisa, the Isaiah Scroll was discovered in 1946 by a group of young Bedouin shepherds exploring the desolate landscape of Qumran near the northwest shore of the Dead Sea. According to legend, one shepherd, while searching for a lost sheep, threw a rock into a cave and heard the sound of shattering pottery. What he found would forever change the understanding of ancient biblical texts. This discovery included an ancient document written entirely in Hebrew, containing the full book of Isaiah. Despite some damage accrued over the centuries, the manuscript's largely intact state after being hidden for so long is nothing short of astonishing. At over 2,000 years old, the Isaiah Scroll's age alone is remarkable, but its preservation sets it apart as one of the best preserved biblical scrolls ever found. Measuring 24 feet in length and comprising 54 columns of text written on 17 sheets of parchment, the scroll is still largely legible today. To unroll this ancient artifact is to experience a direct connection to a time when the Hebrew language was still evolving and religious practices were deeply intertwined with sacred texts like these. The question of how such scrolls ended up in a remote cave remains one of the great mysteries surrounding Qumran. Scholars theorize that the scrolls were hidden during a period of crisis, possibly by members of a Jewish sect known as the Essenes. This group, known for its ascetic lifestyle, strict adherence to religious law, and emphasis on ritual purity, lived in a secluded community. They practiced communal living while preparing for what they believed to be an imminent apocalypse. Some researchers suggest the Essenes hid the scrolls during the First Jewish-Roman War 66-73 AD as Roman forces advanced, threatening to obliterate their way of life. If this theory is correct, the Dead Sea Scrolls are not only religious artifacts but also a desperate attempt to preserve a culture on the brink of extinction. Radiocarbon dating and paleographic analysis place the Isaiah Scroll's creation between 356 and 103 BC, making it approximately 1,000 years older than the oldest Hebrew manuscripts known before its discovery. The scroll's preservation is so remarkable that even the ink remains visible, providing invaluable insights into the scribal practices of the time. Some experts believe the scribe who copied this scroll also worked on other important religious texts found at Qumran, further supporting the notion that this community played a crucial role in preserving sacred scriptures. The discovery of the Isaiah Scroll, however, was just the beginning. One of the shepherds, against the wishes of his companions, returned to the cave to retrieve the scroll and a few other artifacts, including the community rule and the Habakkuk commentary. These items were ultimately transported to a Bedouin encampment near Bethlehem, where they were stored in a bag suspended from a tent pole before being presented to an antique dealer. Imagine the astonishment of the antiquities expert when these dusty, ancient scrolls were unfurled before him, revealing treasures forgotten by time. Qumran itself was more than just a hiding place for scrolls, it was a vibrant hub of ancient activity. Extensive excavations have uncovered an organized settlement with ritual baths and an advanced water channel system, indicating a community deeply committed to ritual purity. Pottery kilns and jars were also found, suggesting the inhabitants engaged in pottery production for both daily use and for safeguarding texts like the scrolls. These findings reflect a self-sufficient and highly organized society, one likely driven by strong religious convictions. Additionally, the cemetery at Qumran, containing over 1,000 graves, provides a haunting glimpse into the community's size and its burial practices. The caves themselves are a mystery, with some thought to have been used for shelter, while others served as storage spaces or libraries. Nearly 900 manuscripts have been discovered across 11 caves, covering a wide range of topics, from biblical texts to sectarian writings and apocalyptic visions. These texts, most over 2,000 years old, reveal a stunning depth of knowledge about Jewish law, prophecy, and belief systems. The Isaiah Scroll stands out among these discoveries, not only for its profound religious significance but also for its historical and cultural importance. At the time of its unearthing, its true value was not fully appreciated, yet it has since emerged as a cornerstone of biblical archaeology. The story of its journey from a forgotten cave to the forefront of modern scholarship serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring legacy of ancient texts and their ability to connect us with the distant past. The Isaiah Scroll, along with other Dead Sea Scrolls, first came into the spotlight in 1947 when Khalil Isander Shaheen, a Syrian antiques dealer commonly referred to as Kando, came into possession of the scroll. Unfamiliar with the ancient Hebrew script, Kando had little understanding of its significance. The scroll's journey took an intriguing turn when Kando sold it to Mar Samuel, the Syrian archbishop in East Jerusalem. Recognizing it as no ordinary manuscript, but unsure of its true nature, Mar Samuel consulted scholars in Jerusalem, setting the stage for the scroll's eventual global recognition. His search led to Professor J. van der Ploeg from Nien University, a visiting scholar in Jerusalem in the summer of 1947. Van der Ploeg visited St. Mark's Monastery, where the scroll was kept, and identified one of the manuscripts as an ancient copy of the Book of Isaiah in Hebrew. Despite this, skepticism lingered among scholars who doubted its authenticity, believing a document so old could not have survived in such a condition. Early in 1948, Eliezer Sukenik, an expert in Palestinian archaeology at Hebrew University, inspected the scrolls and confirmed their authenticity. He even copied several chapters of the Isaiah Scroll to preserve its contents, sharing these copies with the Constituent Assembly of the State of Israel, further solidifying the discovery's importance. A significant moment in this saga occurred in February 1948, when Father Butros Saya, a monk from St. Mark's Monastery, contacted the American Schools of Oriental Research ASOR. His message led to collaboration with John Trevor, a photographer and temporary director at ASOR, who swiftly photographed the scrolls. These photographs were sent to Professor William Albright of Johns Hopkins University, a respected figure in American archaeology, who dated the Isaiah Scroll to around 100 BCE, much to the excitement of scholars worldwide. In 1949, the Isaiah Scroll and 3 others crossed the Atlantic, brought to the United States by Mar Samuel, who hoped to sell them. At that time, there was no guaranteed value or high demand for such artifacts. Nonetheless, ASOR prepared the scrolls for publication, with Dr. Miller Burrows, Dr. John Trevor, and Dr. William Brownlee meticulously working on their release. In 1950, the Isaiah Scroll, alongside the Habakkuk Commentary and the Community Rule, was officially published, stirring scholarly and religious communities. In a fascinating twist, the Isaiah Scroll was advertised for sale in the Wall Street Journal in 1954 under the miscellaneous section for $250,000. Yigei Yadin, an Israeli archaeologist and son of Eliezer Sukenik, purchased the scroll, a fact publicly announced in 1955 when the scroll made its triumphant return to Israel. Today, the Isaiah Scroll, along with over 200 fragments from the Dead Sea Scrolls, resides at the Shrine of the Book in the Israel Museum, Jerusalem. Advancements in technology and a partnership between the Israel Museum and Google have digitized the scroll, making high-quality scans accessible online. Scholars quickly realized the Isaiah scroll was not just a simple copy of the biblical text but contained textual variants offering insights into its development. Despite its consistency with the Masoretic text, the scroll contains over 2,600 textual variants, ranging from spelling differences to omissions and additions. For instance, in Isaiah 2:9-10, the second half of verse 9 and all of verse 10 are missing, a detail suggesting these verses may have been later additions. These variants, found in other Isaiah scrolls from Qumran and the Masoretic text, reflect changes in scribal traditions. Another example is Isaiah 46.